Hey guys. So today I was just asking the Lord what He would have me share on, and I felt like He was saying to talk about our thought life and the battle that goes on in our minds each day. So in 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5, it tells us to take every thought captive. And when you think about it, it's really a simple concept, but it's necessarily not easy to do. And I have found over time that it really takes practice and being aware of, what's coming into your mind. Every day, we literally have thousands of thoughts that are running through our mind, based on our circumstances, what's going on that day, interactions with our family and friends and coworkers. And, those thoughts can easily get out of control if you aren't taking them captive. So I wanted to start with this question of, are you examining your thoughts? Are you letting them get out of control? And if you're not aware that you are letting them get out of control, you may not even realize that this is something that you can play a part in and really change your whole mindset. This can change so much. And I feel that's why the Lord wanted me to talk about this today, just about taking thoughts captive, and that we have control over what we think about. And we don't have to let the enemy fill our minds with just a bunch of garbage all the time. But we actually can take a stand and guard our minds. So, if we let the wrong thoughts come in, it can produce unnecessary fear, anxiety, negativity, stress, all these negative things that the enemy would want to place in our minds. He's going to try to get those in there any which way he can. And if we're not standing guard as the thoughts come in, we can easily just go off on a tangent in a negative way. And before you know it, you're dwelling on something, and then your attitude and your feelings for that day are now going downhill, going into a bad place. Your mood is all of a sudden down. And it was all because a thought came in that you could have just captured and kicked out. So one picture that the Lord had showed me last year, and he speaks to me a lot in visual type things. So he showed me a picture of me, and I had this little thought bubble that popped up above my head, almost like a cartoon where you would see like a little thought bubble with words in it. So the first thought bubble popped up, and then another, and then another, and another, and another. And basically all these thought bubbles piled above my head, and there was like 20 thought bubbles. And they weren't good things. It was like a negative thought pattern that just kept, one thought now made 20 thoughts. And if I would have just popped that very first bubble, I wouldn't have had all these 20 thoughts after that. So it was basically just an eye-opener to me that very first thought, if it needs to be taken captive and popped and thrown out, that I need to be doing that. So in Colossians 3:2, it says, "Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." So here we have in Colossians and also in 2 Corinthians, we physically have to do something. So in Colossians, it says, set your minds. And then in 2 Corinthians, it says, take the thoughts captive. So we have to play an active part in guarding our minds.